Now, Doctor Who fans are ecstatic as we speak that we have one of them in our midst, Paul McGann. Thank you so much for joining us on Good Living.
One of the eight.
One of the eight. So you were the eighth, weren't you?
I was the eighth. There's something I never talk about, which is, I guess you'd have to be a fan to know why.
So tell us why.
I think I sort of decanonised. Peter Cushing was once a Doctor Who. But they never talk about him. I don't know why they never talk about him. I don't know, I think I'm about to find out.
Yeah, you probably are too.
As I'm decanonised for some crime.
So, tell us about your story as Doctor Who. I mean, I know fans out there will be well aware of what went on, but for viewers that are perhaps new to the Doctor Who phenomenon, tell us all about it.
Well, effectively, I was Doctor Who for 6 weeks about 15 years ago. There was a pilot mounted in order to get a series on American TV. At that time, in '96, there hadn't been any Doctor Who's since '89, so there was a
long period in between.
An interregnum, I think they call it. Then we tried to get this thing off the ground in the States. It didn't work out. Then there was another 7 or 8 years. So effectively, I've been Doctor Who for the longest.
So even though you haven't perhaps played it for the longest, but just given the fact that you were the last Doctor Who before the other one came along, and when was the last one? 2005? That's not important.
I'm a Time Lord, I don't know.
I know, exactly.
Even I don't know.
So, did your brother audition for the same part?
I only found this out 3 or 4 years ago. It was a rumour. And, you know, I've got 3 brothers, all actors. We never talk about acting.
So you don't talk about what parts that you're up for and things like that?
It saves time.
That's right, okay.
It's also how wars start. So my mum knows where everybody is. So if I need to find out what they're doing, we've got to ask Mum, you know, she's information central. But we don't speak about work. But I saw the video of this audition that he did. Mark, it was. And he was brilliant.
So he was auditioning for Doctor Who?
He was auditioning too, but I don't think he realised that I was.
And you got the role. And you've never spoken about that?
We don't speak about these things. It's a family thing.
It's a family thing.
It's a family thing. We speak about real life, if and when we meet.
So, born in Liverpool, supportive family, because, I mean, the siblings, you're all actors, aren't you, apart from your sister?
That's right, 4 boys, all actors, writers, sportsmen, whatever it is, and my sister is a physicist.
But she's gone completely the other way.
And an accountant.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, she's the brains of the family.
So were your parents that way inclined as well?
They may have been that way inclined, but my dad was a factory worker. He's dead now. And my mum was a teacher. So no obvious showbiz genes.
Connection there.
No.
So getting back to Doctor Who, what has it been like? What's your life been like since you've been so easily recognised as the 8th Doctor Who?
Well, you say that. But,
you will be. I know you will be.
Round here, I might be. It was odd. It's been odd. And it's one of them things I didn't realise at the time when I accepted the role, the pilot, just how much it would change things. It would change your life, your recognition. And with Doctor Who, you know, I was Doctor Who for 6 weeks, but whether it had been just 6 hours, 6 days, it wouldn't have mattered. Once you're in, you're in.
Exactly.
You're in the pantheon. You're in the club. You're at the party. Even one of my kids now, he's 19, and he's taken part in a couple of the audio adventures that we do. I sat in the kitchen with him the other day. He said, "Dad, I've got my own wiki page." All of a sudden. So
that's cool, isn't
he's
it?
in as well.
That's great. Did you want to carry on as Doctor Who, like with the current series?
With the current series? Well, as I say, I was involved in a pilot. So prospectively, I could have done the thing for 6 years. It didn't happen. I felt slightly thwarted. But, you know, we had ideas. You know, when I was eventually persuaded to do the part, there were, you know, we thought about things. We thought about directions we might take, things we might do, characterizations for the character, but it wasn't to be.
Next time.
Next time round. That's the beauty of the Time Lord.
I know, exactly.
One guy falls over, he regenerates into another one. That's
Who
beautiful.
knows? Who knows? Anything's possible. Now, I just quickly wanted to ask you, Paul, because I know you have been in New Zealand previously as well, and you did some filming down in Otago. How was that?
It was glorious. It was glorious.
But the Scots weren't too happy that we were using our landscape when we could have used theirs.
The Scots among us. We shot. Robert Louis Stevenson's Kidnapped. They were mystified, I think, as to why we were travelling 10,000 miles to shoot for the Highlands.
I know.
It was only when we got here.
Yeah.
And then they just all looked around, and one of them said, "This this is the Highlands of our dreams. You know,
Brilliant.
they were more than happy.
Oh, that's really good.
Absolutely.
Now we're going to be joined by, of course, the other stars that we have had on the show today, Michael Winslow and also James as well from Hero. So,
hello, Doctor.
Welcome back, guys.
The doctor will see you now.
Doctor, excuse me, I've got a problem, Doctor. I seem to be putting my personalities into small animals and stuffed characters.
Hello, Doctor.
Hello,
Kyson Lee.
does the monkey have a name?
Just the blue monkey.
Is this the blue monkey that's travelled the world?
Yes, he is the
So
blue
there's
monkey.
pictures of the blue monkey at the Trevi Fountain and the South Pole and all points west.
Have you been where he's from?
Liverpool. Of course I have.
You know what? That's dead on.
Is it?
That's
He's
dead
pretty
on.
good, isn't
I
he?
knew there was
He's good.
something royal about you.
Can I take the blue monkey with me to Queenstown?
Yes, you can.
And do the bungee jump?
Whoa!
It's all yours.
I didn't do that.
If you can get the blue monkey on a bungee rope,
I'll strap him to my chest
Well
as
impressed.
I plunge toward.
Yeah.
Bungee monkey? That would be cool.
Wouldn't that be awesome? Now, guys, you're all here for this big weekend, the Armageddon Expo, and we're so lucky to
Armageddon.
have you here in Christchurch. Some of you have done Armageddon Expos before. It's always such a great, well-received event, James.
Yeah, it's actually my first time, but I'm really excited. You know, it's always nice to meet the fans in person, and you know, especially a show like ours is a very strong fan-driven show. So this is our chance to kind of interact with them, answer questions, do some funny stuff. I'm sure he's gonna have a blast doing a beatbox show. So I might get in there.
And if I'm in trouble, I've got the doctor.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yes.
Of course.
Hey, man.
Cures all
Monkey,
ills.
what are you going to do when they switch to cell phones with your phone booth?
You moved his eyes before. They actually move around, don't they? Look at that. This is there's a Latin word for that condition.
What is it?
And it escapes me now.
Expect me to talk? No, Mr. Bond, expect you to die.
Now, we have some crazy costumes for people that head along to see
yes.
Armageddon. Do you guys dress up as well?
I would
Sadly,
like to.
no.
No?
No, and sometimes I get the feeling that the people are a little disappointed.
Yeah.
You know, they say you should never meet your heroes. Well, some people say you should never meet your heroes. But, you know, when they see you in civvies, in plain clothes, some of them are a little bit...
Yeah, taken
little
aback.
bit taken
I'm sure
aback.
some of them want to give you their costumes as well and just say, hey, pop this on for me, would you?
I plan to come as a stormtrooper this weekend, so you may not recognize me, but I'll be one of those
I'll
suits.
be there.
Viewers, you need to head along and check out the Armageddon Expo. It is happening this weekend at the Convention Centre. Meet some of these talented guys here that I've had the pleasure of chatting with today. Guys, thank you very much. Have a fantastic weekend, everybody. Take care. See you Monday.